Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. Now let's get right into it. The winner of our previous poll of the day, Dunkin', beat out Starbucks very handily. I can't say I'm surprised, seeing as the nearest Starbucks is about a 45-minute drive from here, whereas there's a Dunkin' right over here in Hornell. As a Buffalo native, I can assure you all, though, that the best coffee and pastry place, Tim Hortons. For today's poll of the day, which season do you prefer, spring or fall? Today's student learning goal, I can complete all guided notes and reading assignments for Friday's quiz. Speaking of Friday's quiz, I have a very easy bonus point opportunity for you. The link to your quiz will be dropped into your OneNote on Friday. It'll also be shared to you by email, and I will post a link to it in Remind. If you finish and submit the quiz before 3 o'clock, the end of the school day on Friday, then you will get 5 free bonus points added to your overall grade on this 50-point quiz. There will still be a video posted on Friday where you'll find the day's SLG. In that video, I will also be offering some more specific instructions and helpful tips on what to do if your link is not opening. So watch that video, please, before emailing me with issues and problems that you're having with the links opening. I most likely have addressed that issue in the video that will go up on Friday. Remember the essential question that I asked you last week? How do we decide as a people what is normal? See, you might notice that in my videos I've tried to avoid using certain terms to describe the Walls family's home life. I've tried not to use judgmental terms like calling her father abusive or saying that they're a bad family. This is because bad and good are not really easy to define, especially when different families raising their children is involved. We all have a different sense of what was normal growing up. And so, that question, how do we decide what is normal? Would you characterize the Walls family as having a normal upbringing? As having an unusual upbringing? In your opinion, is their upbringing good or bad? Getting back underway with the story, recently we saw the Walls family has finally obtained some sense of stability, living in one place for an extended period of time, a place called Battle Mountain. We left on a fairly positive note, despite Brian almost dying in that junkyard fire. And that is where we pick up reading today at page 64. Pause the video in a few moments and use the audio files if necessary. Welcome back to the video. Now again, trying to avoid just summarizing everything we just read, let's talk about a few key points. The Walls parents are continuing to impart their values, especially that of self-reliance, onto their children. And they each do so through their different parenting styles. Rex continues to act in a way that we might characterize as irresponsible, bringing home all different types of animals, some of which might not be the safest for children to play or interact with. Rosemary continues to enforce ideas of self-reliance over babying or coddling her children. Even when dealing with these animals, she only ever feeds them what is left over after the humans eat. She even uses some animals to feed other animals. She even continued this theme of self-reliance in parenting in the way that she reacted to how Rex was teaching Jeanette how to swim. A literally sink or swim situation, where if she did not learn to move through the water on her own, she would sink and could drown. Rex later claimed that she was in no danger, but based on his track record and what we've seen of what kind of a responsible parent he's been, I have some doubts about her actual safety during that time. Again, as per our essential question about what is normal, I can only speak to my personal experiences. But I can tell you that in my life, if my mother witnessed my father throwing us into the water to see if we could survive on our own, she would have threw a fit. Soon after these swimming lessons, though, Rex lost his job, and we see a return to the more volatile and kind of abusive tendencies that he had showed earlier in the novel. He acts possessive towards the family, and even when Rosemary gets a job of her own to help support the family, starts taking her paychecks from her. See, Rosemary got a job working as a school teacher, a job which she hates because in her mind it means that she couldn't make it as an artist. Her kids actually have to help her write her lesson plans and grade her papers. Rex's role as a provider in the family is also taken away from him, leading him to a position where he's not able to cope, and in his frustration he starts indulging in more bad habits, with alcohol and prostitutes, even on his son's birthday. As a result, Brian begins to understand a little more about what it is to be let down by his father. And he also starts to learn a little bit more about what those ladies over the Green Lantern are really up to. There are no discussion questions posted for today's reading. I would rather you spend your time finishing the Article 12 analysis and getting ready for Friday's quiz. Get the article done in advance and don't double up on work due on the same day. Friday's quiz will be online, obviously, through Microsoft Forms, a format that I've used several times with you in the past. The quiz link will be sent to you through your emails, through Remind, and it will be in your OneNote. The link will be active until 11:59 p.m. Friday night, basically midnight on Friday. Remember that you get 5 free bonus points for finishing and submitting the quiz before 3 o'clock, the end of the regular school day. You may still submit after 3 o'clock, but you will not get 5 free bonus points. Look out for that video from me on Friday, which will help explain some more common problems that students might be having when trying to operate these links and opening up Microsoft Forms. If you have any questions or problems with the quiz, make sure to watch that video, and then if you still have problems that that video did not address, email me or send me a remind message. Remember my office hours this Friday. If enough students are asking the same questions, I can open a Zoom or some sort of mass communication to address them to everybody. During those office hours, I'll also be making contact home to parents and families of 10th and 12th graders that I have not heard from and that might be falling behind on notes and reading. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see me again on Formal Friday in a brief directions video for the quiz. Finish all of your notes and have a good day.